Welcome to Glen Meditation. I just made a video out in the forest that I was going to upload to YouTube, but when I did, my hand was shaking too much today. What I was doing is I was out in the forest, and I watched the Earthing movie yesterday, which talks about how people with diseases caused by inflammation and other things get better if they get their feet on the ground. So I was out in the forest with bare feet, and it's a cold day today in November in Canada, last day in November. And the video is just too shaky. When I get out in the cold, my hands shake more, and I get more adrenaline when I'm when I'm making a video. So that also gets my adrenaline going, and I shake more. Anyhow, what I wanted to say in that video that I deleted is I've been taking for 2 weeks now theanine. I made a video a few weeks ago about my first few hours experience on that. If you haven't seen my videos before, I make videos on my journey to try to combat Parkinson's disease naturally. If you want to watch the spiral dynamics videos on color orange spiral dynamics and color green, you'll understand more if you take the time why people make decisions to follow a natural path versus the modern medical model when they have a disease. And it's not right or wrong. Different viewpoints. Sometimes different therapies are more appropriate for certain diseases, and basically it comes down to personal choice. And I personally choose to follow the natural ways and see what happens. And maybe I'll do the medical ways if things don't work out much later, but I used to be a chiropractor, and my mindset is that, and I like to try to heal myself rather than just take medication. Anyhow, I've been doing the L-theanine, which has been good. If you don't know about L-theanine, it's a green tea extract, and it's meant to calm the shakes down if you have coffee. I haven't found that. I take the bulletproof coffee, which is putting butter and coconut oil and collagen, and I put a bit of honey in there, and that's supposed to be good for clarity and giving the brain fuel. And I find with L-theanine and the coffee, it's really good because the L-theanine relaxes you, and the coffee is a stimulant, so the two together seem to really make a good pattern for meditation. And that's what I've been doing this last 2 weeks. I've been just taking the L-theanine and coffee and then lying back and listening to Alan Watts, which is really good because he deconstructs the things in our culture that get us sick in the first place. And I find I'm just going really deep into relaxation when I'm doing that, sort of like being in a float tank kind of relaxation where you're just giving up totally. And I got into what's called Joe Dispenza meditation, where he's teaching you how to live in the present moment and how to get your brain patterns working in more of a positive way, so you're creating a better future rather than being stuck in your old patterns of negative thought patterns and stuff like that. They actually measure the brain in their technique. I've been finding that really good. So basically the nootropics, one negative thing's been if I took over 125 milligrams, which I saw in some videos, people taking up to 1,000 but 1,000 milligrams. I found I got too zonked out. So I went out for a walk a few times, and I was like, just like zonked out like a zombie. So I had to cut that back, and I find if I take it about 30 minutes before I have the coffee and just keep it at 125 milligrams, it's much better, and the two together is really good. It doesn't make you too zonked out if you just keep the dosage low. That's for me. I'm very sensitive and react to things well. But it's been really positive 2 weeks. Another thing I forgot to talk about is I'm taking PQQ, which is a precursor to coenzyme Q10. Someone even said it's a precursor to the precursors, but I'm not a scientist, so I don't understand it, but something's been increasing my energy, and I've been introducing more foods and having avocados, and I've had a few apples and just seeing how I react to that, and still having celery juice. But basically I wanted to say that it's been a very positive experience. Much deeper meditations and lots of great dreams and stuff like that on the L-theanine and coffee. I'm just taking that once a day, just having one coffee a day in the L-theanine with the PQQ. Anyhow, that's all I wanted to say today. Things are going really good, getting a lot more energy. Also, one negative side effect is as the inflammation's coming out of my body and the stiffness is coming out, and always when I get more energy available, I shake a little bit more. So that's one negative side effect of the L-theanine so far. My hands are a little bit more shaky, but overall I feel better, and I can feel myself relaxing into levels of relaxation that I've never experienced before. So I'm very positive, and I believe in the long run relaxation instead of fighting is the best path for myself. You hear a lot of people with Parkinson's or with the disease, we're going to fight this and we're going to combat it, and as Joe Dispenza would say, that's sort of the ego trying to defeat the ego, which doesn't really work. What I like about his method is you start putting your attention on the space around you and the 99% of the empty space that an atom really is, rather than focusing on the object or focusing on our physical body, focusing on our energy, and then influence healing from coming out of defense mode, and it seems to make a lot more energy available. And I think sometimes with Parkinson's, people focus too much on the shaking, because what I notice is when more energy becomes available and my defenses come down, the initial thing is I shake more. And if I try to make all my plans and goals to make the shaking less, I could be actually making myself sicker. So I think the thing to focus on is the positive effects of having more energy and feeling the inflammation come out of the system. So anyhow, sorry that I couldn't show my video with the grounding outside in bare feet in winter, which I'm going to be also doing for the next month, twice a day for 15 minutes, just getting out in the forest in my house, behind my house there, and seeing what happens if I get my feet on the ground. And I'll put a link below for the movie, the Earthing Grounding movie, which is free on YouTube, and you can watch that. Anyhow, take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.